Day 1. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Tobias Sandoval reporting. The other members of the crew are dead, and the engines remain non-operational. Though ship integrity remains good and life support systems are still active. I successfully jettisoned the intruder out of the airlock, but it remains alive, and it is still trying to access the ship. Maybe with a little luck, I can pair the distress beacon and maybe somebody will pick it up. I don't know. This is Tobias Sandoval, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Day 2. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Tobias Sandoval reporting. It was a difficult day today. Well, I didn't sleep very well. I can't stop thinking about what Richardson said back, I guess it was a few days ago, about what he said, the dreams he was having, where we were all gonna die. I guess he was right. I guess the specifics didn't exactly line up. He said we'd all die in a fire, but, well, I haven't died. Not yet, at least. It's funny. I kind of had the same dream last night, and except it wasn't the fire, it was that thing outside. I dreamt that it got in here again and finished what it started. I guess maybe the fire would have been preferable. You know, that's funny too, though, because I didn't have a chance to finish the dream. I guess that's good, because the fire alarm went off and the fire suppression system triggered and dumped all the halon and CO2. So luckily I was protected in the crew's quarters, but now it's expended, and if there is a fire again, well, I guess maybe Richardson will be right after all. But while I was fixing it, I just turned off the alarms and shut the valves so they'd quit popping. But in the process, I realized that somehow the oxygen system had shut itself off. I've got them back online, which is good, but I mean, how does something like that just happen? Systems don't just flip themselves off, you know? Something must have gone wrong. And I mean, I sure as hell didn't turn it off, and I don't think our friend outside did. I'm concerned that it means the ship is perhaps not in as good a shape as I thought. Overnight, a couple more status lights went off, and, well, I know what that means, but I'm just trying not to think about it. Day 3. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Tobias Sandoval reporting. Fairly uneventful today. I guess that's good. No encounters with the creature. None of the major systems failed or anything like that. I still haven't been able to get the distress beacon working, nor the engines. I honestly spent a good amount of today just walking the corridors with the rifle I took off of Brian. He died trying to fight that thing, you know, before it ripped him in half. His hands were still stuck in a grip, you know. Anyways, I never much really cared for weapons. I mean, I fired guns before, you know, in training and back at home occasionally and stuff, but it's never really been my thing. But I guess just in case, it makes me feel a little better knowing that I have it. Although, well, I guess it didn't do Brian a whole lot of good. Day 4. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Tobias Sandoval. Reporting. I, not quite sure where to begin. I got desperate today, and I decided I was going to try to fix the engines so that I wasn't just adrift out here. And I am not that good of a mechanic, as it turns out. I put everything back together, but there's pieces left over. You know, just like in all those TV shows and movies, when the kid takes his dad's car apart and there's parts left over, and then his dad goes to help him and he can't figure out where the parts go either. Yeah, that's something. I in the process of fixing it, so to speak, I screwed up pretty bad, and somehow I vented a sewage line into the engine compartment, and just got a face full of God only knows how old waste, and just got soaked in it. Absolutely foul and god awful. And you know, you can't get away from it because it's a closed system, right? And so I did the only thing I could think of. I stripped down and got in one of the EVA suits and decided to take a walk out of the airlock. I know it probably was fairly risky. It wasn't really a safe thing to do, seeing as that thing's probably still out there, but it was just so bad. And you know, I'm not ashamed to say I think I probably wasn't quite in my right mind about all this. But so I went out there and I decided I was gonna try to work on the antenna. And the good news is I think I made some progress. I think I was able to tinker with it enough that if I can get the distress beacon working, it'll boost the signal, and that'll allow me to hopefully have a better chance of somebody hearing me. It took a while. It took a few hours, as a matter of fact, but I think it was worth it. I didn't see that thing out there, which is good. I'm assuming it's on the other side. I made it a point to leave through the opposite side airlock from where it's been hanging around. So maybe it just didn't notice me. At least I hope. But quite frankly, I don't think that I was successful, because either something followed me in or it found another way in, because twice now I've heard skittering around in the air vents, and well, I won't keep you in suspense. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, because when I was walking by the officer's mess, after I came back inside, I saw one of the bodies move, okay? I know it's crazy, but you know it's not crazy, because I know what it is. That thing's in here, and I don't know where it is. It's in the vents somewhere. It could be anywhere. I went to the bridge to see if I could track it with the internal sensors, and all I succeeded in doing was locking myself in there, you know, because I'm so good at this. Maybe I should have just stayed in there. I finally ended up just prying the doors apart, but it's not like that thing's not going to do it on its own anyways, right? Day 5, salvage ship the Wretched, flight engineer Tobias Sandoval reporting. I did it. I did it. Oh my God. I fixed the distress beacon. It's working and it's broadcasting and maybe now someone will actually hear me. But wow. What a day. So a few things happened. Well, when I woke up, the first thing I found was that I don't remember where I found it, but I had found a teddy bear that had belonged to Kim, the pilot. It was her daughter's, she said, or it was going to be. She was going to give it to her daughter next time she saw her. She named it Bernard because I guess, you know. And well, I don't know when I picked it up. It's pretty clean. There's not that much blood on it. I don't know. I don't think I've been sleepwalking, but I don't know. Everything's been such a daze lately. But anyways, I saw in the scanners there's an object that's been showing up outside, and at first I thought it was just an anomaly, maybe an asteroid or something. But it's big and it disappears periodically, so I figured probably just the scanners not working correctly. And so I thought I probably need to address that. So I tried to handle it internally. Didn't quite work out so well. Didn't really get anywhere with it. So I went to the comms room to see if I could, I don't know, figure something out. And there it was. Just all teeth and eyes, and it just looked at me, you know, with all those eyes, and just deadly quiet. Just looked right at me like I was food. So I ran. I ran a lot, and it chased me. You know, it's fast. I don't know what else to say about it. It's real fast, as a matter of fact. But I did manage to get a few shots with the rifle off, and I did hit it a few times, I think, and it seemed to slow it down. But unfortunately, between its claws and the acid that oozes out of it when you shoot it, and the bullets that I missed with, I think I did quite a bit of damage, unfortunately. But anyways, point is, I ran and I made it to one of the airlocks, and I managed to lock myself in. Of course, it wanted to get to me, but I realized I couldn't stay out there forever, so I put on one of the EVA suits that was out there. Well, to be accurate, I had to mix and match a couple suits and remove the prior occupants, as it were, and but it wasn't getting to the door, so I had time, and I decided that I had to do something. So I opened the door, the outer door, and started moving out, and then I opened the inner doors, and it came after me. I was hoping it would just kind of float out, but instead it held on to the fuselage and crawled after me. But I'd love to tell you that I had a stroke of genius and propelled myself off of the hull and onto the nearby asteroid. The scanners had been intermittently picking up. You know, I'd love to tell you that was the plan, but it wasn't. But I guess no one has to know that. Yeah, I jumped because I didn't know what else to do. And I managed to actually grab on to the asteroid. It wasn't willing to make the jump, I guess. It probably thought I was an idiot. I guess I was, but interestingly, it seemed to lose interest after a little while, and it wanted to go back inside, but the doors closed, and that bastard is stuck outside again. It seemed pretty angry. I think it was screaming. I can't hear anything out in space, obviously, but it looked unhappy. So it it crawled down into the innards of the ship. I mean, it's still on there somewhere, but once I caught my breath, you know, in a spacesuit and everything, I noticed that there was some air leaking from the hole, probably from where I had shot it or the creature had bled through it. But I also noticed that there was a panel, a comms panel out there that I didn't even know was there. It was an auxiliary, and I figured if I could just get there, maybe I might be able to actually activate the beacon. So I figured I didn't have anything to lose, and I bravely launched myself off of the nearby asteroid. And if I had been recording at the time, I wouldn't have been able to talk to you because my teeth were chattering so hard. I think I may have even broke one. But I made it back over to the ship, and I engaged my mag boots, and I was actually able to crawl over to that panel and open it up. And sure enough, there's a big red button that says basically like push here if the distress beacon's not working. It's like a manual override, and I hit it and it's blinking, and I managed to make it back inside, and it's working. The distress beacon is working. And I know that thing's still out there, and so far I don't think it's made it back in, but I might actually be able to survive this. If someone can hear this, or the distress beacon or anything, please get me out of here. I am. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Day 6. Salvage ship, the Wretched. Flight engineer, Tobias Sandoval reporting. Not a whole lot to report today. Rescue didn't come, obviously. I wouldn't be recording this. But I haven't been eaten by anything either, so that's a plus. To kill some time today, I went into the cargo hold and found one of the lander modules and tinkered around with that, thinking maybe I could get something out of it to help me fix the ship or something. And it was just too wrecked. The asteroid that took out our engines originally must have jostled things around too much, and, well, jostled's not a strong enough word. It rocked the hell out of the ship, and the lander module got crunched against the other one, and they're both pretty wrecked. Everything inside is pretty much ruined, so not a lot of good there. So I don't know, maybe I'll take another look tomorrow. I'd really like there to not be a tomorrow here. I'd like to be on a proper ship, away from all of this, but we'll see if it works out, I guess. Day 7, salvage ship, the Wretched. Flight engineer Tobias Sandoval reporting. So, I've been having the dreams again. Not about fire or anything, but about the creature being back. I haven't seen it, so that's good. But I don't know. I just can't shake the feeling that it knows where I am. I knew I needed to fix the air leak today. I was just so exhausted yesterday, I just passed out. But I went looking for the corridor where the thing chased me, and I kind of got turned around, honestly. Don't tell anyone. In the process of going towards the corridor, I managed to go through one of the supply rooms, and I actually found a patch kit. Go figure. So I brought it with me, and I did my best not to look in the officer's mess again, and I tried extra hard not to trip over all of the gouges that thing's claws and blood left in the bulkheads, but I found the air leak and I patched it, And hey, and it worked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like it knew I was there, and it was waiting right outside on the other side of the hole for me to make a mistake again. But I don't know. I'm just probably being paranoid. It didn't help any that I had to step over Doc Samuel's body to get there. Last time I went through here, I was in such a rush I didn't even notice. But this is the hallway where the doctor tried to distract that thing to buy us some time. And I mean, I guess it worked, at least for me. I was able to hide, but I don't think anyone else was. So hey, thanks, Doc. Appreciate that. I'd offer you a drink, but all I have is water, and the urine reclamation system isn't working quite so good anymore. So it tastes like a big cup full of ammonia, quite honestly. So maybe sit this one out, Doc. What do you say? Day 8, salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Tobias Sandoval reporting. Still no rescue today. Just nothing good today at all, actually. I found one of the food lockers was overtaken by mold because I hadn't paid much attention to it lately, and so I just sealed it back up because what else am I going to do with it? And then in the process of doing that, halfway through that, the power died. So I figured I need to do something about that. So I ran down to the engine room and I found out that main power was offline, and so was the backup generator. So I did my best and tried to fix it. Couldn't, but I did manage to get the primary generator back online, but I had to cannibalize the backup generator to do it. So if power fails again, I won't be able to fix it. But hey, let's just hope that doesn't happen, huh? Day 9, I think. Salvage ship the Wretched. Yours truly, Tobias Sandoval, reporting. I haven't slept in a while because that thing outside knows my name. I can hear it through the comm systems. Even after I turn them off, somehow the line stays active and it just whispers. And it just calls to me. Like it's asking me to come outside or to let it in. I suppose it's possible I'm just imagining it. I don't know which one's worse. On the one hand, if I'm imagining it, then that means I'm cracking up and I won't make it much longer. On the other hand, if it actually knows my name, well, I don't even want to think about what that means. Somehow it's been listening, learning, as it pulls itself around the outside of the ship like some kind of octopus, I guess. Just silently sliding across the bulkheads and slipping through. I can't do this. Day 10. No. 11. Day 11. Salvage ship, the Wretched. Tobias Sandoval reporting. Flight engineer, whatever. I just couldn't yesterday. I climbed out of my bunk, heard it whisper my name through the comms again, or in my head, and I downed the rest of the whiskey I had and went back to bed. Because, well, another frustrating day. I woke up on the ceiling. The gravity drive had failed, so I had to crawl my way around trying to figure out where to go, what I needed to fix. I found the compartment that contains it, but I couldn't get in. I had to get the chief engineer's badge, which was in the officer's mess. And I don't think I really want to talk about what I saw there. But I got the ID and dragged myself down the corridors in 0G, which, if you are not working out your upper body, like I have not been, it is a real pain in the butt. So I spent most of the day fixing that. And right about the time I finished, I heard a thud, which of course is not what you want to hear. And I looked out one of the viewports and found one of the habitat modules drifting off. So I can only assume the creature detached it, and I had to run over and seal the bulkhead, the corridor, to prevent it from getting real access. I don't think it realized what it did, but then again, who can say? So that was fun. And then as I settled down here to record this, for no good reason, I actually heard chatter on the comms. Sounded far off, and it sounded garbled. I couldn't make any of it out, but it did sound like ship communication, like, I don't know, maybe they heard the distress call. I hope so, to say the least. I know the antenna's working. I know the distress beacon's working. If I could pick that up, surely they picked up the distress beacon. So I'm hoping they heard it, because I don't think I belong out here. I never should have come out here. Out here in the black, where there's creatures that can live without air and in hard vacuum, because that shouldn't even be possible, but here we are. I know I can't survive it. I don't belong here, and it does, so it can have it. And I would like to go home now. Day 12. Life support has given out, and there's not much air left. I want to go home.